non-verse. Okay. As an AD carry, you need to weigh how much... click on the other enemy AD carry. Check his stats. If his stats are higher, you have to be really careful where you trade and how you trade, and you need to position it so that with positioning, you will win the trade. And try and understand your enemy AD's patterns, when he's going to go and when he's not, what movement patterns he changes, when he's going to play more aggressive, when he's looking to go in. If he's playing very passive and then turns on aggression and you're pushed up, you better start running because you are probably about to get ganked. Also, you probably will hear this from every stream. Buy wards and use them.
There's a reason you hear it from every stream.
3, 4, 5, 7, 20 times.
I would just...
might be a little exaggerated there, made like 19.
No, between like, top and mid and bot, I would say 20 times is accurate. I would say not all of them resulted in kills, but I would say they happened.
It's very simple. Okay, bot lane wards lower entrance and dragon. Mid needs to coordinate with the jungler toward both of the, between the two of them, both of the middle entrances to their jungle camps. And then top wards top entrance to cover himself from ganks. Alright?
Yep. I would just...
by having 4 wards on the map, 5 including dragon, you have covered all of river. You have covered all of the jungle entrances. You will know when the enemy jungler is entering your camp to steal, and your lanes can act accordingly to stop counter jungling. As well, you aren't getting, oh crap, Ahri came down from mid. She is one of those heavily mobile champions that will gank you.
Particularly when she gets ahead.
And if she is next to you in that bush and you don't know it,
you're about to eat a lot of like...
You're about to see a fox lady just like drill you with
you'll be
blue
smothered
fire.
in fire. Blue fire and balls.
She's going to do
a
a dance
heart.
around you, and you are just going to eat blue fire. And I could make an, I don't know, Exorcist reference, but I am not going to.
Good shit.
So,
I would just like to point out, look at the assists for both teams. Purple team got 9 more kills and roughly 20 more assists. Like, that is all from ganks. Like, and the team fights, of course, but like, they had so many successful ganks on overextending Blue, Varus, and Blitzcrank.
this is a game, for example, like, you see some of these scores, okay? And you can go and brag. The Olaf who went 8-2 is going to go brag to his friends. Hey guys, I just stomped these kids. You didn't. You did well top against something you counter. But in all honesty, he still made mistakes. You can do well, guys, and still make mistakes. And you can watch a replay and say, you know what, I should have warded there. Yo, I don't actually win that trade. And that's where you can learn. Even when you do well, always try and push yourself if you're trying to get better. Say, my CS was good. It could have been better. That trade was good. It could have been better. You have to always look at, how can I improve? Don't just stay complacent and just be like, well, I'm doing okay. You don't want to settle for okay. You want to, if you're trying to actively become competitive, you always want to be learning. Why do teams like Moscow 5 constantly stomp North American teams? It's because they do new comps all the time that North American teams are like, Shyvana top? All pusher comp.
A counter jungling top lane. What the? That doesn't sound right.
A roaming bot and a... Wait. It's like they're doing things that have been in metas prior, and they're reviving them and doing them effectively through practice and dedication. Yeah. But seriously, guys, even though we are making kind of jokes about this, like, really do ward and do look at the enemy stats and weigh those trades.
And just for Moto's benefit, you might not want to counter jungle a counter. It's dangerous. If you're against something that's hard to run away from, might be trouble. And on that note, I would just like to point out Varus 765 did not need to die 6 times. Wards would have saved him so many times. We've already talked about that.
Both Varuses died 6 times.
Blitzcrank died 7 times.
Bot lane in general that game really not showing their colors.
Lux did well.
Either team.
She just kind of fell off after a while. Didn't do a whole lot.
I mean, the
Ari
Nautilus
was
just
kind of
got
an all-star
bulked.
that game. Just all over the map, all over, just helping people gank.
I would say the Ari and the Olaf won purple team.
Probably.
I mean, Moto got some okay ganks off. He definitely helped keep bot lane alive. Of course, I would say by the end of it, towards the end of it, everyone was bot lane, so...
Yeah, we saw 4-on-4s go down bot lane. That game was really close for a really long time, and then it just kind of, towards the end,
Well, like, it
started to fall
I
apart.
don't want to say it shouldn't have been close.
It shouldn't have been close. I will say it. It shouldn't have been close.
Okay, purple team, you never should have fallen behind. Varus and to the Varus and the Nautilus in bot lane. Okay, Varus, your Nautilus wasn't there for a while. I could see how that could be extremely difficult with Blitzcrank there, always having to stay out of range and then CS. But top lane, like, dude, you were 5-0 as Olaf against Riven, who was 0-5.
I'd like to say, again, wards would have saved you from getting, like, double ganks, which is the only time
Like,
you died.
there was a point where you got killed like 2 times in succession where you kind of fell back in line with Riven in terms of levels, even if gold was still, like, there was a bit of gold difference.
The Riven, at the end of the game, lacking in items. That is for certain. Everyone,
But I mean-
both teams lacking for items, kind of, by the 35-minute mark. Like, most
If
of
you
the
look at
people
purple
had 2
team,
big
though,
items.
So something that we did not point out. Look at purple team's utility, team utility items. You have a Frozen Heart, you have a Randuin's Omen, and you have an Abyssal Scepter. What does blue team have? Nothing.
Even on the support went damage and got 56 CS.
The support went for a Manamune. How does a Manamune benefit your team when you already had low longevity?
Yeah, you were super
it
squishy
would've been better-
as Blitzcrank if you had...
Shrelia's to chase and pick.
I would have...
Solari.
The Tear of the Goddess by itself increases your survivability by a lot, but going DPS Blitzcrank in this game was not necessarily the right choice.
No, not at all.
And on that note, there was also a Warden's Mail on Nautilus who got pulled a lot. Like, they initiated on the Nautilus a couple times, and then everyone's attack speed was slowed, on top of the Frozen Heart. And on that note, I think I'm done pointing things out.
Alright. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in if anyone did.
Yeah,
See ya.
sorry for the dropped frames.